Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
I'm me, I'm Rob, and let's get this mockery on the road.
Oh, it's a mockery. It was a improv actor be named Colin Mackery.
Ooh.
Oh, I went there. Whose lines? Anyway, I used to love that show. It's such a good show. So yeah, guys, this is, let's be honest, it's the last episode before actual offseason starts. So Monday is the start of the legal tampering period, which means that you guys might see a lot of Rob and me the next couple of days here as that starts up there. Because the Giants, I definitely think will be active the first couple of days there as you know, quarterback, cornerback, defensive tackle. I think you're to see some of those guys picked up pretty early. Now, we thought beforehand, we promised you guys one mock draft per month at least. We haven't done a March one yet. So instead of talking more about Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford and
let's get down
all
to
the stuff
TV
that
drama.
we've talked about, let's be honest, ad nauseum, where you all are probably like, God damn, these guys, stop talking about Aaron Rodgers. We figured, what the hell? Let's do a mock draft. Let's do a full 7-round mock draft. And we're going to do it with you all live here on the show. So we want to hear what you guys think. We want to see what you guys would do if you were us in this mock draft. We're going to examine trade opportunities. We're going to take a look at what we can do all together as the Giants look to fix this pile of poop that we call a roster.
Ooh.
Oh yes, I'm calling like it is. So you know what time it is.
Nice and steamy.
Oh, it's steamy, all right. That's for sure. So it is officially time to start her up here, guys. So let's go ahead and go right into that mock draft. Oh, there we go. So, like I said, we're doing a full 7th round one. We're going to give a credit to Pro Football Network, by the way. That's the mock draft platform we're using. Always like to give credit to those who are, were using their stuff there. Wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this, let's be honest. And it's a fun one because you do trades, it's 100% free. So, again, they're not even sponsoring the show. I just like to give them a little plug because they are pretty fun to work with there. All right, let's enter the solo draft. First pick, I'm taking Han Solo.
Han Solo.
And let's see what we can do here, guys. So, we're already going here. Pick 3. So before we do anything, here's what you got as your first 2 picks. You got Cam Ward, number 1 to the Titans. Mason Graham, number 2 to the Cleveland Browns here. So, guys, let us know in the comments, what would you do in this scenario? So we're looking at, you got some of the big names still there. Abdul Carter, obviously, edge rusher out of Penn State. You got Travis Hunter, who they're listing as a CB here, but we all know he's kind of CB, wide receiver, whatever. Who knows what he really is? Obviously you got Shedeur Sanders still here at the quarterback position as well, who's been kind of taking a hit lately and dropping back on people's boards here.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, he's been that way the whole entire time. It's just a matter of, people are to draft him early because of what's going on, with the lack of quarterbacks in this draft. So here's the trades we got here. We could trade with the Bears for 10, 39, and 2. So basically dropping down 7 picks, and we're getting 2 second-round picks, 1 this year, 1 next. We got the 5th overall pick from Jacksonville Jaguars for a 2nd-round pick next season.
I feel like you could trade up with that and get a 2nd round this year, or maybe a 3rd round and 2nd round next year.
Deb says, I take Carter. My issue with Carter really is the injuries. It really is. They do scare me. The fact that he's already had a stress, situation with his foot there was a stress reaction. Is that the proper medical term we had?
Yeah, I mean,
shoulder injury. It's 2 injuries while you're being drafted. kind of scary.
I hear you. But,
So here's what else I'm looking at here. What kind of intrigues me. So you got Chicago at 10. I think that's too far down. But I got Jacksonville at 5. And I go the Patriots number 4. And the Jacksonville Jaguars would obviously now go ahead of us. I can't see either one of those two teams taking a quarterback.
So if you want Sanders, this is very...
And I could pick up an extra pick potentially. What do you think, Rob? I personally want to go back to the Jaguars and see what they would do. I think we could go ahead and get a
I think
I don't want one next year. I want one this year.
I was about to say, I think you get a pick this year and one next year.
That might be a lot, but we'll see. You want to try that?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's see. So let's go for the second round pick. We want to go for like a 6th round pick next year.
Let's go.
Because you're already going up from a 2nd round next year to this year. That's already more value you're getting right there. I think they'll turn that down in a heartbeat, personally.
Let's try.
Okay, so we're going for a 2nd this year and a 6th next year. Let's see. Rejected. So I think try the 2nd this year, and that's it. But I still think I'll reject that. You want to go for it?
Yeah.
Reject it. I told you they're going to reject that, I thought. Okay.
You
So
can
why
try
don't we do...
Try it again. Try the 3rd.
Well, here's
this
what I was
year.
going to say. What if we do a 2nd and giving up pick 155?
We could try that.
Rejected. Ooh. They are playing hardball here for their new GM who looks like a 5-year-old. Want to do 134? I'm still okay with that. We're still going up 100 picks. Let's see. Rejected. Woo. So I guess the question now becomes at this point there, at what point is it not worth doing it? Like, would you do it for pick 70?
If you do pick 70, I would definitely try to get something in the following year.
We're going to go for a 5th next year?
Yeah.
I don't see what you're going to get that much. Let's see. And fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Rejected still. They even want this? Ay, ay. Yeah, to me, I think go with the 6th. This would be the longest time I've ever spent trying to make a trade on mock draft.
Right?
Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Rejected.
Yeah.
Damn. It's like they don't even want to actually make a pick. You want to just take the 2nd round? What do you think? Is that worth it to you?
It is, but yeah. I think I also try.
They don't want to give us anything else. They're playing hardball. And Joe Schoen sucks at hardball. He just gives extra millions away. We know this. So it's time. Accept or deny. What are you going?
Let's accept it.
Let's go. Whoop. Here we are, pick number 5. Now, Mambu from the offensive lineman from Missouri they took. Abdul Carter went to the Patriots. We still got Travis Hunter on the board. We still got Will Campbell. We still got Ashton Gentry. We still got Will Johnson. We still got McMillan. And we still got Shedeur Sanders available. What's the trades we got? Okay. Atlanta is offering us 15, 46, the 2nd and 3rd next year for pick 5 and pick 134. Bengals are offering us 17 and 49 for the 2nd and 3rd next year. To me, I got to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. You good for that?
Yep.
We're going for it. We got a quarterback, guys. We got a quarterback. And we got an extra pick next year, which is nice because let's say hypothetically he sucks. You still got some ammo to move up next year. And that's a big thing to me.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's get out of the trade offers for a second here. We're at pick 34. we got some interesting needs, I think, coming up right at the top of the best players available, the BOA there, BPA. I mean, you got Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle out of Michigan, and Donovan Jackson, offensive guard here out of Ohio State. Why I said offensive guard? I want to call it OG. Just be guard.
Yeah, right.
Guard.
He's an OG.
Mike Green, edge out of Marshall. Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. Benjamin Morrison, also another safety out of Notre Dame. I mean, these are all needs right at the top of this list here.
Yeah, it's the question is, do you want to beef up that defensive tackle position?
You know my theory.
And get some help around there, or we have a very weak secondary.
We do, and here's the problem with doing this pre-free agency. We have no clue what they're going to do in free agency. But I look at the fact there are some decent corners available, and there's not really defensive line available. At least not at a good value. I'll put it that way. If you need edge rushers, it's one thing. But if you want like big body defensive tackles, there's not any crazy, talented guys coming available. I feel like we should go defensive tackle.
You thinking Kenneth Grant?
Ed or Nolan? I mean, that's what you're looking at here. You got a 3 technique, Nolan, 6'3", 296. You got a Kenneth Grant, 6'3", 331. And my issue is the fact that Grant obviously played next to the dominant defensive tackle. So do I trust that he's as good as the tape shows? And I think for that reason, I hate to kind of blame him just for who he played with, but that's just kind of sometimes what happens when you evaluate. I would go Walter Nolan. Even though Grant's the bigger body run stuffer, that might be what we need.
He also, that big body not in the way of sexy Dex.
He might. Another big body there.
That's it.
Which way you go? What's your vote?
I could get behind Nolan. I was thinking Grant because it's a big old body, but we could go Nolan.
Okay, Walter Nolan it is. We're on to next pick. Here we go through, guys. Round 3. We got the first overall pick, guys. So we're being offered a trade here. We're offered a trade. We're offered the trade of going down to 68 and getting a 6th-round pick next year, or going down to 83, but going from pick 221 to 96. Now, here's what's on the board. Caleb Johnson's an interesting one because we do need a second running back, and that's the kid that our new running back coach coached in college. But I don't know. Is it too early for a running back?
I think so. I don't know. Because I was thinking, maybe Harrison.
I mean, he's a beast in college. That's the thing. Absolute beast. Harrison's a good option as well. But he's tiny. I think if you go with someone like him, you're going to have to probably move move Drew Phillips to the outside. And do you want to do that when Phillips has been so good?
Yeah, wrong there. Let's scroll down, see.
Let's see.
If we go to pick 83, do we think there's anyone there is worthwhile? Because you got 83 and 96, which is...
I know,
very tempting.
You know what the big tempting for me is the fact that we're going up, from
222.
We're going from the 7th round at that point all the way up to, what's that, probably a 3rd round? Yeah, another late 3rd round. So we're going to get 2 3rd round picks instead of having this one. I'm kind of tempted to make the trade because there's a couple guys I'd be happy with here.
Yeah, I think
we're going down.
Yep.
18.
I think that's our move.
Half a round, but
yeah, but then we capitalize real fast.
We do.
When you're talking about 221 compared to 96, what's the better value there?
Yep. And there's nobody like screaming off the page here, so let's go for it. Let's see what we got. Pick 83. We're getting more. Oh my God, that's insanity. So the Commanders are offering us pick 197 this year, and then third, fourth, and fifth next year for 83 and 248. I'm not doing that.
I'm okay with that one. And I'm
The
okay with
Eagles
that
are
one.
offering us a trade, and screw them.
I was going to say, but okay with that. I'm okay passing.
So you got some receivers up here, another safety, you got edge rushers, and we definitely need an edge rusher. I like Kennard a lot. I do like Kyle Kennard. I don't know. We need a receiver. Manor just dropped. It's like I'm kind of tempted to go for him. Like, we'll go get that other weapon. And again, this is where you don't know what happened in free agency.
Yes.
So
scroll down just a little bit there. On who's on the board?
Who's on first?
Ooh, who's on first?
What's in second?
I don't know. Who's on third?
By the way, there's the hero himself there, Cameron Scatabo. You'll probably get him at pick 96 if we wanted.
Oof. What about Ransom? What do you think about it?
We need a safety, but I feel like we can get a safety in free agency. And a safety that's this quality. Like, you're not going to get an amazing safety in the third round. We have so many holes at positions that are expensive that I want to fill that, Like, think about it. We're going to have let's say hypothetically, if we lose Slayton, we're going to pick up somebody else probably.
Most likely.
Okay. So you got Malik Nabers, Wan'Dale Robinson, and whoever the hell this third receiver is going to be. Who do you have past that? And a receiver is not a cheap position.
Not anymore.
You're going to pay a receiver. And that's why I'm looking at best player available, dropped big time. You're getting
it's locked
56 player on the board at pick 83.
Let's get him.
Let's go for it. All right. Pick 96. All right. So we got, I think we might have just missed the running back, by the way. We got options for pick 101 and 133 if we give up 96 and 155. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we did lose. Yeah, Green Bay got the running back.
Those sons of guns.
Scattaboo.
Scattergone.
So we got pick 96. We can go. We got a couple edge guys here. That seems to be the consensus on this board of what's as far as BPA. You got another defensive tackle in Shamar Turner at a Texas A&M. You got Will Howard. Do you want to get a second quarterback? It'd be funny.
I mean, depends on what to do in free agency. Like, I'm not opposed to
that. You got Cornelius, tackle out of Oregon. Oregon tends to, get some decent offensive linemen, I feel like.
Yeah.
Big guy.
I did want to beef up that line a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like we're looking at a position at the edge rusher position that we're really not very deep in. Even if Azeez Ojulari comes back, which I don't know, I think it's 50-50 if he does. But even if he comes back, let's be honest, past him, we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
And we got two.
Stewart. Let's see the.
I want to go Stewart because I trust him coming from a bigger school. And that's basically what it's all about. I'm not looking for a guy to be a number one. I'm not looking for a guy to be an absolute beast. Don't get me wrong. I'll be happy if he is. I'm looking for a guy who could be at least a decent depth piece.
Exactly. I think Stewart might be the way to go. That's what I was saying before. So
yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go on edge. Let's go, Stewart.
Go
hard. Not so little.
All right. Pick number 104 we have now. Fourth round. The Eagles are offering us 129, 162, and 169 for it. But again, screw the Eagles. All right. So now we got some other options here. Now, keep in mind, guys, now we're in a day 3 picks. I will always tell you all, day 3 picks, you're looking for depth. I know people are going to sit there and say, oh, we should want people that are going to exceed and, excel and blah, blah, blah. No, I want depth pieces because that's realistic. Do I want people that turn into much more than depth pieces? Of course. But you're drafting for depth at these picks.
100%.
So, but before we
sometimes you find the diamond among the rough and you find some guy that's, your 6th round pick that turns around to be a stud, but it's usually the outliers, not the average, if you will.
And, sometimes what you also do before you do a day 3 pick,
you pay some bills.
You pay the bills.
Enjoying the show? Looking for more goofball action? Consider a membership at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Memberships start at just $5 and give you additional goofball access. One-time support payments also available starting at just $3. Buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs.
Whew. It's rough paying the bills. My bank account.
Oof.
All right, guys. So let's take a look here. We got the options here. To me, I want to beef up the line. And I want to go Cornelius. Because look how many issues we've had at tackle. Look how many guys we signed off the streets the last couple of years. We got a young kid. You get taken with the 4th round picks. You can give him a chance to develop. He beats out of Josh Azudu. Becomes a new and improved Azudu.
Ooh.
That's where I would go. Where you got
so much to do. No, we were talking about Cornelius when we were talking about pick 96. So yeah, I definitely agree. Like I said, want to beef up that line.
Beefcake.
5,000.
All right, we got another 4th round pick here, guys. 134, and this is now where I want to start looking at at a running back. And let's see, who do we got here? They got. I'm looking to see who's left, who's coming up here. That they got. And
hey, Rutgers.
I know, but Sanders is the guy that I'm interested in. I really am interested in that, and you figure we got another pick coming probably before we have to work. Yeah, we do have one more coming here. So 134 still coming that we can get him at. And it'll probably still be available. So I don't want to take that yet. So we got a lot of positions here we've already taken, to be honest with you. You know what I'm really thinking, though? What's our biggest issue last year? Besides injuries and quarterback?
I was about to say quarterback play, injuries, coaching.
GMing. Owning.
Wow.
I'm wondering if we should just double down on tackle. At Jamari Colwell in Oregon.
I don't think it's the worst idea because we talked about you have one of the best and no one else.
I just feel like that's what we got to do. No Name says you want to beef up the offensive line and someone spy Howie in Philly for who he likes. LOL. It's just wow. I get it. He's been good, but let's be honest. He's been getting people from other players, the teams, and still having them good. That's coaching. I'm not even going to give the GM the credit in that case. That's coaching because they just plug and play in Philly, and it seems to work.
Yeah.
So
sadly.
And that's not even Sirianni. I don't even know who their offensive line coach is off the top of my head, but I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. I hate to give Eagle credit. That hurt a little.
Oh, my God. I think it threw up a little bit.
Wow. All right. So we're good with Caldwell?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let's give it a go.
All right. Now, this is when stuff gets real. So we got, like I said, this is where I was looking at getting a running back in this draft always. You got Sanders still available. You got Martinez still available as well. You got the kid from Rutgers who, listen, I'm sorry, I don't draft kids from Rutgers usually. There's not many of them that have been very good. I'm not trying to be cruel about it.
The ones that are good are they've really hit their mark.
Yeah. I've always been a big fan of Sanders' play over in South Carolina this whole year. Ever since he's caught my eye. I feel like they're kind of undervaluing him here, to be honest with you.
I think we should pick him up.
Well, you want to go running back, or do you want to look at other options? I mean, you got a guard here, you got a center. If you want to start, beefing up the offensive line a little more.
I feel like this is a good position for a running back, like you said. If you're not going to go Martinez, let's go Sanders.
Yeah. And Jay, what's the pick so far? I put that up there for you now. I changed it up from results to just my picks, as they say. So we traded down a little, got Shorter Sanders still at pick 5. We got Walter Nolan. So we're beefing up the offensive line here basically most of the way. Got one receiver, but mostly beefing up the offensive line. Building the trenches. The right way to build a football team.
Amen.
He boos us. What are you booing us for? Why are you booing us? Is it the Sanders pick? You're never going to take a quarterback. He said no.
You had to.
We're sensitive. You called us fat last episode, Jay.
Oh my God, I put myself on a diet.
I know.
Seafood.
God damn.
I saw it and I ate it.
All right, we're going Raheem Sanders then. We're getting that running back. I'm probably the only one who likes him that much, but we're going for it. All right, we got one more pick here coming up, guys. 248. 248. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, it's going to be wild. We got almost 100 picks between. Here we are.
Oh my God.
Here we are. All right. So, 7th round pick. And again, guys, I can't reiterate this enough. I would love a 7th round pick to be a stud, a star, starter, contributor. Let's be honest, a 7th round pick, you're just happy if they make the roster.
Yeah. So, I mean, my vote over here is, I mean, usually you would take the best position available, but I mean, just take the best position available in
Oh, Jay says you look like Mike Vrabel.
Thanks.
Wow. Just mean. Is Mike Vrabel fat too, Jay?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
See a chunky chunk pants?
You
see at the Golden Corral with me?
Let's tell us Mike Vrabel. So I'm going to make a suggestion. We did this once before.
I was going to say secondary.
I was going to say secondary as well. But here's what I was going to say. We've talked about this before, how Shedeur has been around family and had that, that village there around him at all times. Shiloh Sanders is right there. And listen, Shiloh Sanders may even go undrafted. Point blank. May go undrafted.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, we're at pick 248 here. You're looking for somebody who can go ahead and be someone just contributes in special teams. And maybe you can develop into something. If he just contributes in special teams, you're happy. In this case, if he just contributes to helping keep your quarterback level and steady, you're happy.
Pretty much.
I'm going Shiloh.
Let's
you
go.
in? Shiloh Buff. Here we go, guys. Oh my gosh. Whatever happened to him?
He went a little method actor crazy, didn't he?
I heard a lot of weird things about him.
Like I know, like
I never heard it like actually substantiated. Like it wasn't like
didn't when he did that movie Tank, didn't he actually cut his face?
Whoa.
Like I'm pretty sure he legit got full into method acting.
Wow.
I think he also pulled one of his own teeth from the movie.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Then
it became a meme for a while.
I remember the Shia LaBeouf stuff going on like crazy.
Go away.
Yeah. As Jay says, draft Shiloh, and next year it's Dion's team. I don't know about that. I don't listen. It might be anybody else's team but Dable. Let's be honest. That there's actually legit, legit need to go ahead and win this year. They're probably not going to win. Probably not gonna. Yeah.
It's because we got the Sanders family.
You know what the interesting thing is? Sanders would end up throwing to somebody who's kind of a nemesis. Yeah. Yeah. Io Manor, who was the guy we picked here at pick 83 at Stanford, he's the guy who actually got 3 touchdown receptions against Colorado, including the one that was the game winner, which, by the way, he got that over Travis Hunter.
Interesting.
So that's a little interesting, a little bit of side note there. But yeah, we got a quarterback. We got a good defensive tackle. Let's be honest, this is one of the better defensive tackles in this draft, and it's a very, very deep defensive tackle draft here. We get a good receiver that I think has got some developmental abilities, but also very raw. I mean, the kid came from Canada. Let's be honest, Canada is not exactly known for, football like it is in America. Goes to Stanford, gets hurt his freshman year, doesn't even play. Gets 2 years, 1,800 yards in 24 games, which is not too shabby. And
not too shabby.
Listen, again, you're not picking him to be a starter right away. You're picking him to be like your 4th receiver. Because let's be honest, Jalen Hyatt is not good. So now you go ahead and you get Nabers, you get Wandale, you get Slayton or whoever else, I don't know, Devontae Adams, whoever, depending what happens with Aaron Rodgers and all. And then you got a guy you can develop here. Because let's be honest, if you get a guy like Devontae Adams or another veteran, he's going to be around for a year or two. So now you got somebody to replace him potentially. You got Joshua Stewart from edge rusher from Michigan that you have as an option if you don't end up keeping Ojulari. But worst case scenario, you got a guy you can develop because Ojulari is probably going to be on a 1 or 2 year deal, and that's it. You got Cornelius to go ahead and hopefully be your swing tackle because that's the position. Let's be honest, guys. We have been having issues with since the dawn of time.
Yeah,
like I said, there's just
very, 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 very long time.
Yeah, there's something about. Like I said, I just feel like he's gonna be a guy that's gonna develop. It's just a gut hunch I have. Just a little bit of film we've watched of him so far. Again, we haven't done our deep dives yet, so I don't want to sit there and pretend like I've watched 17,000 hours. But this is a guy that I think is a guy who could develop, and at the worst case, be a good swing tackle. You got Jamari Colwell because again, we've got to go ahead and get this defensive line fixed. And it's not going to get fixed just by getting Walter Nolan. Caldwell's a guy who could fight for a actual starting position, but a worst case scenario, he's a good backup to have. He's a depth piece in what's been a very, very weakened position, which used to be a strength for the Giants. For how many years was defensive line the strength of the Giants?
Look how stacked they were in the Super Bowls.
Yep.
That was a pride point.
Well, it's also how many did we lose? I feel like we've drafted so many wide receivers. The defensive tackles. Jonathan Hankins was I think the first one. Linval Joseph. It's been so many of them that we've got and that are still playing a lot of these guys sometimes. And what's the kid from Michigan too that I'm forgetting?
Guy from Michigan, not Quasimodo.
No, I just don't want to not include him because he's still playing too. He was like a 2nd round pick. You're going to make me look this up and see if I actually remember who it is. I'm getting mock drafts like crazy. But somebody can put in the comment section. You know who I'm talking about here. But anyway, Raheem Sanders, get him from South Carolina. Becomes the second half a 1-2 punch at that point with Tyrone Tracy at the running back position. And if you got to eat and deal with having Devin Singletary there still, that's fine. Make it a 1-2-3 punch, and whoever's doing the best at that time period just gets to stay running the ball.
Fair enough. Singletary's got he's never been the A+ running back, but he's always been like an A-, B+ kind of guy.
I say B tier. He's that B tier.
Yeah, he's had a couple years where he looked like A-, but like I wouldn't.
But let's be honest, his best seasons he has are, basically what the Giants have, were hoping to get out of him, 1,000-yard season, and instead we got a Tyrone Tracy Jr.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the biggest fan of thinking you're going to get 1,000 yards out of Singletary.
But it's possible because he's going to do like 750 yards rushing, and he's going to go ahead and do, whatchamacallit, he's going to do like, 250 yards receiving. Like, I'm not saying he's ever going to be a beast. Like, that's not who he is. I'm still looking it up, by the way. I'm determined to figure out who it was. I'm looking up. Oh, I almost forgot BJ Hill too. Dalvin Tomlinson. Alabama, not Michigan. That's what I was thinking of. It's been so long since I've seen him play now, but he's still playing. He's playing the last couple of years in Cleveland. Like I said, we've gotten so many defensive tackles over the year.
Freaking Bama.
So then we got Shiloh Sanders, who ends up being, like I said, part of that support system there for Shedeur Sanders. I like having Shiloh with him. I really do. Shiloh is the older brother, first off. You look up at your older brother a lot of times. I've been told people who have brothers. I don't have a brother myself. You have a younger brother.
I have an older brother.
Oh, he's older than you. That's right. I got you guys reversed. So you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's late. He's like, wait a minute. I was there for the birthdays.
Yeah.
He had more candles than I did.
It's one more, but it's enough.
Yeah. But, you look at like him as a support system, because let's be honest, Deion's not going to be there. Deion's been there his whole life, guys. Deion was there for high school, even. He was the offensive coordinator in his high school before becoming the head coach at Jackson State. And like I said, I don't expect Shiloh to be great, amazing. I really don't. If he can provide me anything on special teams and he helps keep Shedeur Sanders grounded, I'm good. That's all I need. He wasn't even drafted. He wasn't even brought to the combine. He might not even get drafted. Yeah. He's going to be happy to be drafted at 248.
It's just a lot higher than I thought I was going to be drafted.
Yeah, seriously. I got some guaranteed money at least.
Yeah.
Scary thing is some of the undrafted rookie free agents make more money than the 7th round picks. There's a bidding war then. They're free agents. So, but like I said, I think it's a decent draft. And again, it depends on what we do also in free agency. I do think we're still going to get a solid veteran quarterback. And I know I said we wouldn't talk about Aaron Rodgers, but it wouldn't shock me if it is Aaron Rodgers at this point. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or Justin Fields, probably one of the three will be a Giant by the end of next week. Then you got corner is the one position that someone's going to look at this and go, what the hell, where do you can get a corner? I think we're going to get a good corner in the free agency. I really do. I know DJ Reed is somebody I've been hearing more and more about wanting to come over to the Giants from the Jets. Maybe just doesn't want to move. I don't know. But I've heard more about that. I think someone told me the rumor like a 4-year, $72 million contract for him, which is probably about what it's going to take. But yeah, he'd be good to be an instant CB1. You get a guy like that there, you don't have to worry about drafting a top play corner. You got a couple of years at least before that's a major issue there, unless banks keep on tanking more and more. But I wouldn't mind getting a guy like him and also another guy who's just a solid veteran that you can pop in if you have to in case Banks implodes on us. But I think Banks as CB2 is not bad.
No.
That's where he should be. That's where he should have been all along.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. Like he's definitely like he shows flashes, but like he kind of threw him into the deep end this year with a lot of new like things going on around him. Like you don't have the safety net. You're not, now you're the guy that's supposed to be this CB1, and you got new coaching staffs.
Yep.
With all this going on, and then you have to play against Justin Jefferson. You have to play against some of these top flight, Yeah,
like I said, they did not do him any favors whatsoever this year.
No. You're CB1, 10-year games, you're going to have to play against some of the top 10 teams, receivers out there.
Yeah, I said just not fair at all what they did to that man. So I'm glad he's going to stick around as a CB2. Maybe he does develop. I don't think he does ever to a CB1, but I just feel like he's going to be somebody in this league for a while. He's got the talent to do it. So I just, like I said, I just think that's where it's at here. Let's see here. Jay asked, what's the compensation going 3 to 5? We got a second-round pick next year. That's what they gave us. We still got Shedeur Sanders, who would have taken a pick 3 anyway, let's be honest. So we did try to get extra picks this year. They just wouldn't budge. And I would want to go past 5 because when we went to 3 to 5, it brought us to, the Patriots and the Jaguars, because the Jaguars who we traded with, those are the two that would have been ahead of us. And I didn't think either one of them wanted a quarterback, so we can still get our quarterback.
Yeah.
We were right. We gambled for us to get an extra second-round pick next year. We won. Sometimes that happens. Jay says, Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Simmons, etc. all suck. Fans just don't want to accept it. Well, I know. Some don't. Let's put it that way. Some don't. Yeah. I know we accept it. We accepted it a long time ago, before this season even.
Sadly.
Yep. So, Tim says 3 Sanders. Talking about Deion taking over next year. Jay says, no more choir boys. I want some nasty thugs with criminal records. What about criminal records?
The Raiders?
Yes. Oof. You can stop just short of that. He says, we knew how to draft defensive linemen. Yep. He says, Michigan, I don't think so with defensive tackle. Like I said, there you go. So Dalvin Tomlinson it was. I don't know why I was thinking a kid from Michigan for some reason, but he says, Dalvin was bullshit letting him go. He was Walter Payton Man of the Year. Good dude. Yeah, he was. He said, then you cut Shiloh and all hell breaks loose. I don't think so. I really don't. I think Shiloh is somebody you can at least put on the practice squad if you don't think he's going to make the team.
Yeah.
And I'd have no problem with giving a year to try to see if you can develop him into somebody that provides you something on special teams or whatever. I really don't. You usually have a couple of people in the secondary in your special teams. I'm sorry, on your practice squad. That's a position that sometimes takes some time. So, No Name says, get Jackson Dart. The kid gets better every year. We need consistency. Well, if he keeps getting better, is that consistent?
I would say so.
No, that's not consistent. No, he's not. Because he's getting better. Consistency means
consistently getting better.
No. Way to kill me being a jerk. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Jackson Dart like that. I don't mind getting Jackson Dart if we can't get one of the two bigger quarterbacks, and I'll still include Shedeur in there, even though I know he's been kind of falling down some people's draft boards there. I'm okay with getting either one of those two. Jackson Dart is a backup option, but he's not worth a first round pick.
No.
I still question if he's worth a second round pick. And again, I'm lower on him than most people are. I'll admit that freely. I see him. I see DJ. I really do. I see Daniel Jones all over again.
At least you're not taking an 6th overall.
Yes. Jay says, never get too excited of a first round CB. You'll get disappointed. Yes, it's not a very high success rate for corners. That's for sure. He says, Banks is fine as a CB2, just like Flott is an okay player, not a starter. Just like you guys aren't going to be hosting Sports Center. It's fine. Not everyone lands at the top. Wow.
What a jerk.
Wow, Jay. Yesterday we're fat. Today Rob looks like Mike Vrabel. Now we're not going to be hosting Sports Center. You know what? We're going to probably have a guy on here this year, because I'll probably reach out to him again. He's been on the show before, who has been the host of Sports Center. Yeah.
And he could come on and make fun.
And he can tell us if we're good enough to be on Sports Center.
Yeah.
Mr. Bram Weinstein, who I've had the pleasure to talk to a few times. Really nice guy. So we'll see. Let's see. How do you say Jacksonville isn't a first round pick? Oh, do you mean Jackson Dart when he's gotten better every year, is passing up, touchdowns going up, rushing is up. Russian touchdowns went up? What? Rushing touchdowns. I'm like, Russian. In Mother Russia, touchdowns go up.
Yeah. In Mother Russia. Yeah.
I think this is a voice detective.
Touchdown scored is you.
How do I say that? Because I watched him play and I just don't think he's that good. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't think he's as good as some people think he is. I think he has trouble reading defenses. I think he has trouble throwing with anticipation. I think he has a good live arm overall. I think he's got pocket presence. He just doesn't have what I'm looking for in a quarterback at this point.
Yeah, the biggest takeaway from a lot of scouts is his ability to read defenses and being under pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
and guess what's going to happen a lot in the NFL? What you're going to need? You're going to need to be able to read defenses because you're going to be under pressure so you're going to have to read them pretty fast.
Under pressure. I just feel like people sometimes look at the arm. They look at the flashy plays. You got to watch the whole entire series for them. Not just go, oh, his touchdowns went up. Ooh. Like, and I'm not saying no name specifically when I'm saying that, but I feel like I come across a lot of that. Well, his touchdowns went up, or his yards went up. They must be doing better this year. That depends on the variables. What kind of offense is he in compared to the prior years? Who's he playing with compared to prior years? Who they play against? There's a lot of things that go into evaluating. You can't just look at the stat sheet and say that. Like I said, I just look at him and I think I see a guy that has trouble processing, and we dealt with that for 6 years. 6 years. I'm done.
It's just like Drew's like high and mighty on Aaron Rodgers. I think his box score is a little bit inflated because there's a lot of garbage time for the.
I'm not high and mighty on Aaron Rodgers' abilities. Let me be very clear on that. I'm very high and mighty about. I'm not so sure on his mental health skills. I'm just not. Yeah. Now, I like the fact that I'm hearing that things good out of the Jets camp about him, because you definitely didn't hear things from Jets media good about him. That's for sure.
Well, it's us in the New York market.
Yeah, they're not that tough. People act like that, but they're really not. Jay says, no name sounds like those Nigerian Prince emails. They still get those. That's still going around. And he says, this was a good show. Thanks, guys. Just a good show, huh? Still insulting us, Jay. Still, it was a spectacular show. God damn it.
At least he said it wasn't an okay show.
Just saying. Oh. He says, might send a vending machine coffee over 25 cents. Do they still even have that, a coffee vending machine anymore? I never seen those.
They had it at my old job, and it was a quarter too.
But they have it at your job?
No, not the current job, the old one.
I'm saying a job didn't just give you free coffee?
It was at the job, and it was 25 cents. Same thing.
Oh, hells no. I drink like 3-4 cups of coffee a day at my job, and I always have it every job I've had.
It's funny because that's if you go into the cafeteria, but if you went into the sales room, the Keurig and all the pods are there anyway.
Coffees for closers.
Hell yeah. Guys, if you don't know, Wawa's giving away $2 iced coffees right now.
Ooh, are they? I got a Wawa down the street.
You just got to activate it on your app.
My Wawa sells beer too.
I went into Pennsylvania Wawa, like right over in Longhorn, Pennsylvania, and it was like, it's pretty much West Jersey. I'm like looking for the bathroom. I'm like, you just see ice cold beer. I was like, huh.
Yeah. They sell beer at Wawa's. I have a Wawa drive-through by me.
Yes, that one has a drive-through as well.
No. All it is a drive-through.
It's
a smaller version of it with a drive-through. Like you can order food and stuff like that. I'm not sure you can order like a gallon of milk or something like that. That'd be kind of cool too. All I know is don't get the pizza Wawa. It sucks. They keep trying to get you to do it, and it sucks.
Yeah, I live in New Jersey, man. We got the best pizza in the world.
Yeah, but sometimes you're looking for a late-night pizza. Late-night pizza is different than good pizza.
The intoxicated pizza.
Yeah. No name says, LOL, no, I picked it because I looked Clint Eastwood, the man with no name. Stop. I feel like are you doing voice to text, man? See that language barrier. We're good either way, but I feel like something's being missed in translation here.
Yeah.
All right,
First
guys.
you talk about your Slavic touchdowns and not
Russian touchdowns.
Are they European Russian or the Asian Russian?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's really that much of a difference. I don't know. Probably is, I assume, because
Siberia is way different from Moscow.
Anyway, we're going to call it a night here, guys, before Rob starts talking about more things in Russian culture that he knows nothing about whatsoever. So we'll be back again for you guys Monday night. And remember, guys, Monday night is going to be a free agency episode. So we're going to be going down with you guys all of the news in free agency as we do every single free agency time period. We don't just give you the Giants news. We're giving you all the news. All the news. So If you haven't already, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button. Tell a friend about the show. Like I said, we'll be here 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Go ahead and give you guys the recap of everything going on with the first day of free agency. Now, we might do a show Tuesday. We got to see how things go. So that's part of why you want to hit that bell and everything too as well, guys. It depends. If the Giants sign somebody Tuesday, you know we're doing a show Tuesday. You've been watching the last couple free agencies with us. Now this will be our third year doing free agency. Woo.
Yes, third year.
I feel like it's been 3 years. We're going to be going ahead and doing, like I said, the full rundown for you guys on everything the Giants do. We'll give you the full recap of everything that the NFL does at that point there. So, like I said, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. No Name says, I actually get good pizza at 7-Eleven at nighttime. If you join, you get large pizza for $6.99. You know what 7-Eleven used to do really well? And I don't think they do it anymore, but I know Walmart does, of all places. Breakfast pizza.
Huh.
So it's an English muffin crust. Eggs, cheese, bacon, sausage. And then you get to put the sausage gravy on top with the cheese, of course. It's really good. Only because I love breakfast food and I love pizza. So you threw stuff together I love.
Yeah, see, I'm a big breakfast sandwich kind of guy. Even that pork roll, egg, and cheese.
Listen, I got a place down here that does pork roll, egg, and cheese. There's a place it's in Brick as well. It's called Taylor Sam, and they have one in downtown St. Petersburg.
Ooh.
There's also a Italian market called Mazzaro's, which is amazing. Like the only place I'll call Italian, all of Tampa Bay here. But they also sell whole pork roll, not even sliced, like the whole chunk of pork roll.
You can slice it yourself.
Oh yeah, cut that up like bologna so it doesn't fold up on you at that point. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Before we get more and more hungry, because I just ate dinner, but I'm now gonna have go up ice cream because I had to do some raspberry mousse tracks in the freezer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's white chocolate with raspberry swirl, and it's got chocolate cups with the raspberry, that raspberry filling. I know what you want to call it. It's not like raspberry preserves or whatever, but you know what I mean.
Pray.
Yeah. It's good. That's all I know. It's good. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, call us a night here. We'll see you guys. Going to be an exciting show Monday. Hope to see you all there. Like I said, it's going to be a fun time here as we got Jay cracking up here. And Sebo23 says, thanks, fellas. Again, guys, we really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Without you guys, let's be very frank, this show is kind of stupid for us to do at that point. So thank you for loving us. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it. We'll be back again Monday night, guys. Like I said, really excited to do that one there. We should start placing bets if Aaron Rodgers by Monday's episode is already a Giant or not. But we'll see. I think Tuesday, Wednesday we'll get a quarterback. My personal opinion. We'll see if I'm right, but I think Tuesday or Wednesday. But
I was going to say by Wednesday.
I just think they're not going to do anything day one because day one's to be the big name guys, unless somebody goes crazy and they go, we've got to compete with this guy immediately. And if it's one of those kind of players, it better be Justin Fields. That's the only quarterback that I'm okay with competing with somebody else for, because the only one I feel like has actual potential, because you can't trust the Bears actually got it right.
No.
Which for all fairness, Daniel Jones the same way, because you can't trust the Giants to get it right. So, not bragging, just saying. All right, guys. We'll see you guys again Monday night. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man! Go G-Man!
G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you.